Hello guys, good day. What are we talking about today? I have a more important video that I'm going to film this evening, but I need to be at home in order to film it. So I figured today we could talk about our favorite little journalist without a crystal ball. Now, as we know, she was recently served with this lawsuit from Robert Shin and 7M. Katie Joy does not like being sued. Obviously, nobody does. But she does this really weird thing where it's a little bit of cockiness with a lot of nobody else knows what the hell they're talking about energy that she puts out anytime a lawsuit comes a knocking on her door. And I find it a very intriguing combination of emotions to have to being sued, and she tries to normalize it. She really tries to say, oh, well, it's because I'm a commentary channel, it's because of the topics that I cover, it's because of the people that I talk about. But there are a lot of other people on YouTube and other platforms that do commentary and tea and gossip and drama, whatever you want to categorize yourself as, and they're not being sued multiple times. A lot of them aren't even being sued once because they're being smart about the words that they use, the disclaimers that they put up. I've been talking about this for over a year with Katie, how she wants to be called a journalist, but everything that she does is so out of line with journalism integrity, overall integrity, sharing opinions online. It's a hot damn mess. But I want to talk specifically about her going off on Emily D. Baker. Now, from what I've heard from my subscribers, this is not saying that this is the right opinion. This is not saying that I agree with this opinion. But I'm just telling you guys what I've heard. I know that some of my subscribers are not the biggest fans of Emily, and each person has their own reasons, but I will tell you guys how I feel about Emily. I feel like she historically has done a good job of breaking down complicated situations that have a lot of law lingo, complicated vocabulary, terms that maybe someone like you or I might not be familiar with because I don't work in an attorney's office and I'm not in court, on an even normal basis. So she does a good job at breaking those things down. I know that she's had some hot takes that I've disagreed with, and I've heard you guys have disagreed with them too. Some of you guys don't like the way that she delivers content. I'm not saying she's a perfect person because perfection does not exist. But I do think that she's done a good job of breaking down complicated situations so that someone like me can understand them a little bit better. Now, what Miss Katie Joy did was she recently took the opportunity when she was on Instagram Live to remind everyone how terrible Emily D. Baker is. What a big bad monster she is. Nobody should like Emily. Emily is evil. Emily is working with the cult. And we're going to go over some of the high points of what Katie had to say. Katie said, quote, "Anyone discussing the lawsuit on YouTube is on the cult's side. They communicated with the cult." End quote.
Anyone speaking about this lawsuit communicated with the cult. Is that who you want to be following? Do you want to follow someone that will willingly take a lawsuit from a man like Robert? Because this is not filed in court. This was a pocket service. There is no court record. We are not under the jurisdiction of a court. They got the lawsuit from the cult, not from me. There is no case number, no judge. It has not been filed in court. If you are a YouTuber and you are talking about this case, you did not get it from me.
I pulled it directly from the state of Minnesota's court website myself. It's on the docket. It's filed.
You are being sued.
Because we didn't give you this. We didn't give you this. If you have a copy of it, that means you got it from Robert or you got it from 7M. It's not filed in court. It's called pocket service. That means you can't go online and find this. That means you can't download this from the court. No, they have not filed anything in court. We have not been notified of it being filed in court. So you guys got this not from the court.
Now, first thing I did was I saw a clip from Uncivil Law saying that he had pulled the documents from the Minnesota court website. And I'm sure that Emily did the exact same process that Uncivil did. These are public documents. Katie loves to use public documents to get her points across, and she'll even dig for private documents. We already know that. But as soon as someone else brings up her public documents, all of a sudden they're on the wrong side of history, they're on the wrong side of the argument, nobody knows what they're talking about, and it's just another great example of her hypocrisy. She also said on her Instagram Live that the lawsuit does not exist, it does not have a docket number, and it has not been filed in court. But like I said a second ago, the lawsuit can be pulled from the Minnesota court website. Easy peasy. Another one of my favorite quotes from her Instagram Live was, quote, "If you are a YouTuber and you were talking about this case, you did not get it from me." Well, Katie, people, again, got it from the court website. But let's talk about that for a second. Why would anyone go directly to Katie Joy, who is an untrustworthy drama channel, to get any sort of information? Even the sketchiest commentary channels out there, I do not personally believe that they would run to Katie Joy and say, "Hey Katie, can you give me XYZ information?" Because she's known to not give accurate info. She's a known liar. She's a known harasser. She is a known, at times, cyberbully. So why would anyone even want to strike up a conversation with you, let alone ask you for a piece of information regarding you being sued? Unbiased commentary channels, most of them that have integrity, go to a neutral source. And in this case, the neutral source would be the court website, because then you know that the documents that you're getting are not going to be misconstrued. They're not going to have certain things marked out, or who knows what people can do now with document editing and all of this crazy stuff. So if you are a unbiased commentary or legal commentary channel, what you would do is go directly to the source, pull the documents, and then talk about the documents. And that is exactly what Emily has done. That's what Uncivil has done. And that's what a lot of other commentary channels have done. Whether or not they focus on legal commentary, YouTuber commentary, influencer, family vlogger, most of them pull up the document from a neutral source, discuss it with their audience, and keep it moving. Another favorite was that she tried to say that Emily is in bed with the cult.
You knew about this lawsuit ahead of time. That means you were speaking to the cult. If you knew about this and you have these documents, that means you're speaking to the cult. If you're reporting on this and you have the documents, you're in bed with the cult. You can be in bed with the cult and on the wrong side, again, like you always are, Emily, or you can be on the right side.
I understand that certain YouTubers will not like each other. That's just the way that things are. When you're on YouTube, people will come across you, they don't like you, you don't like them, or maybe you don't even know that they exist. That's just the way that it works. But the personal hatred that Katie has for Emily is unlike anything that I've seen that I can think of off the top of my head. It's very personal. It's fueled by jealousy and just distaste for Emily having a channel and sharing her experienced opinions. She's sharing her opinions based off the experience that she has. I don't feel like she's constantly trying to give advice that she's not qualified to give out. She's not here to diagnose people. She doesn't allow name calling and, bashing in her comments. She's made that very clear. I could understand Katie being upset if Emily was running some sort of Katie Joy hate channel. That would be frustrating for sure. But Emily's done a great job, I think, of just talking about the legal side of things and keeping it moving. She does not talk about Katie. She doesn't mention Katie casually unless it has to do with the lawsuits or the nonsense that Katie creates online. Something else that Katie said was Emily D. Baker made her life hell for 2 years. Katie Joy doesn't talk about Emily on her channel. Emily acts like Katie's lawsuits are the biggest deal in the world. And then she also wanted to talk about how she didn't destroy evidence with the Tati Westbrook and James Westbrook lawsuit.
I am so tired of Emily Baker. She has made my life hell for 2 years. I don't even talk about her on my channel. She has done every one of my lawsuits, and she acts like they're the biggest deal in the fucking world. None of them have gone anywhere. When I was being sued by Tati Westbrook, she convinced people that I was going to go to jail for civil contempt and that I was destroying evidence when I wasn't destroying evidence. And she also slandered my attorney. She made mockeries of the judge. She gave the judge a nickname. Mind you, she is a she's a bar licensed attorney in the state of California, and she was disparaging a fellow bar attorney. When you're an officer of the court, ethically, you are not supposed to disparage or slander other officers of the court. I know that she's going to get it. And someone told me she's been lied. So if Emily has it, if any other channel has it, I don't understand how anyone can take Emily seriously when she's on her channel cursing, saying facts, not fuckery, and she's not licensed in the state of Tennessee. So she's playing an attorney, but she's not licensed in the state that she works in or that she's in. She, in the state of Tennessee, cannot give legal advice. Unless she's in the state of California, she cannot practice law. I don't care about Emily. I don't watch Emily. Emily can have a great life. I just wish Emily would stop talking about me.
Remember the motion to not delete your shit and then Katie was deleting her shit? That is destroying evidence. She was told to not delete anything. She deleted it, therefore you destroyed it. And the things that you destroyed were evidence. So yes, Katie, you did destroy evidence. And Emily, as a legal commentary channel, was made aware of this. She shared it and she kept it moving. It's really funny how as soon as you're giving an opinion about Katie, sharing an experience that you had with her, giving your views on her public content or the bullshit that she does on this platform, you are making her life hell. You are just the biggest bully. You're berating her, you're harassing her. But then she can sit on her channel and absolutely drag public figures. And Katie is a public figure. Even if she's not as well known as some of the Duggars, she's still a public figure with a large platform. People are going to have opinions about her content, the way that she delivers content. She's going to be called out if she's lying. That's part of having a platform. She should know that by now. She has been given so much grace and so many just endless chances to come back and be a better person. And every single time she's given that chance, she crumples it up, throws it in the trash, and then lights the trash on fire. I've never seen someone have chance after chance after being such a menace. And she has so little self-awareness that she can't ever just say, you know what, especially following the Tati lawsuit, that would have been a great opportunity for her to say, you know what, this was a really close call. I'm going to rebrand myself and I'm going to take my platform seriously. But instead of rebranding herself and showing people that she's not a, shitty person, she decided to just use that as a get out of jail free card and keep the shit train rolling down the track. The other thing that she wanted to say about Emily that I found interesting was she wants to talk about how Emily can't practice law in the state of Tennessee. She talks about that like it's a bad thing. The thing is, though, is Emily is a legal commentary channel. So she is not there to give legal advice. She is not there to counsel people. She is there to react to public documents, give her opinion based on her prior experience, which she does have, and people like it, so they stick around. It's a legal commentary channel. She's not here to, perform open heart surgery. She's not doing something that she's not qualified for. At least a bare minimum, Emily isn't on her channel speculating about whether or not someone's gay, which Katie has done many times. Katie also wanted to mention how anyone that believes this lawsuit from 7M needs psychological help. And that's just another example of her diagnosing people just because those people might not be, let's say, fans of hers.
To defend anyone that takes the lawsuit that 7M seriously needs psychological help. You need psychological help if you are defending 7M. You need psychological help if you are defending the claims that they're making, and you need psychological help if you're on that side. Yes, I have a production team.
Katie also mentioned how she wasn't mad at Uncivil, but she was mad at Emily. And the only reason that I found that sort of confusing is because they're both legal commentary channels. Based on what I've seen, and granted, I'm not watching all of their content, but what I've seen, they're both legal commentary channels. They're both sharing their opinions about public court documents with their audience. If you guys know a difference between those two that I'm just not aware of, let me know. Katie did have a little piece of advice for both Uncivil and Emily, and she thinks that they should be diving into the lawsuits against Robert Shin, the old lawsuits, instead of talking about her.
And Uncivil, what I would encourage you to do is start digging into the lawsuits that have been filed against Robert Shin.
It's not interesting to me. I'm a legal analysis channel. To go dig into Robert Shin, well, I mean, I guess I could go dig into lawsuits involving Robert Shin or cases that involve Robert Shin, but this one came to my attention, and we'll analyze this one.
The thing is, Katie, is both of these are legal commentary channels on YouTube, and their audience is going to find a YouTuber being sued more interesting than something from years ago with Robert Shin. And even if that wasn't the case, you cannot dictate what someone else wants to talk about. It's not your channel. So you're just salty because your ass is getting sued, and these two legal commentary channels are talking about it. I just felt like the entire little rant that she did was completely cringe. I was not surprised by it. I was not, nothing she says can surprise me at this point. What I would like to know more so is, why are people still allowing her to just act a fool? And if you're a supporter of hers and you feel good about it, of course, that's your journey. But the part that I find really interesting is just, if you're watching a YouTuber that you can't trust what comes out of their mouth, where's the value in the content? That's always been my question with her. If you're following her for Duggar stuff, wouldn't you rather follow a channel where at least you know that she's not speculating on, someone's sexual orientation, speculating on just things that are completely inappropriate? To me, I don't know. I value trust and transparency and integrity, and Katie has none of those. But I did want to talk to you guys today about this, and like I said, I have I'm filming another video tonight. It's going to be about, Anna and Jonathan and that whole situation. But either way, for now, if you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.